everybody. Welcome to a special episode of Put It Together live stream. I'm Daniel Garja, your host. Welcome all our friends on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Thank you for joining us. If you don't mind sharing this on your page so that other folks can watch. If you're watching us on YouTube, scroll down, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It'll let you know every time there's a new show on the air, just like today. And remember, we've got horoscopes on Monday. We've got Christian and Daniel on Wednesdays. For the summer, for the rest of the summer, we've got Zodiacs and Put It Together Saturdays is on hiatus. We're just taking a summer break. We'll be back in the fall. But you can check out, and just like today, you'll get that notification that there's a new show so you can pop in and join the conversation. Remember, we welcome conversations, so please join us. Any comments or questions, please just pop them in, whatever channel you're watching on, and we'll make sure our guests get them. On today's episode, I'm so excited to have one of our former guests come back. Sudi, a.k.a. Rick Karatas, is a screenwriter of the film Walk a Mile in My Pradas, the author of the books Rainbow Relatives and How Catering Sucked the Life Right Out of Me, a songwriter whose latest work is a few tribute songs to Olivia Newton-John, sung by Adrian Christian. And a little later, Adrian Christian will be joining us. Her Spirit Lives On is the lead single from the upcoming EP of the same title by Adrian Christian. This special project was the brainchild of songwriter Sudi to release a tribute song for Olivia Newton-John on the 1-year anniversary of her passing. A portion of the proceeds of the single will be donated to the Olivia Newton-John Foundation Fund for plant research to find a cure for cancer. Y'all know how close I am to cancer. Adrian Christian previously recorded Midnight Will Be Clear, another Sudi composition, and a Christmas single, which also received acclaim and radio airplay. Based in Los Angeles, Adrian toured the country in 2019 and provided relief for survivors of Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. Of the project for Olivia, Adrian said, "When Sudi calls, you just drop everything. No one writes songs for me better than Sudi. He's my Burt Bacharach." That's quite a compliment. The single is out now and available in all outlets worldwide. The EP is due out at the end of September, and we hope to have them back in September to come and promote it here on the show. So without further, let me bring on to you Rick and Adrian. Hello, guys. How you doing?
Hello.
Hi. Good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the show. We have your first hello. Welcome to the show. So your bios doesn't begin to like really say all the work that you do and everything that you participated in. But we're going to try to get through it as much as we can today. First off, Sudi, you've been on the show before. You came here to promote your book, which is a great book. Remind the folks a little bit about that.
The book. Well, I think I did both books. Rainbow Relatives on speaking to kids about LGBTQ families and friends, and then the second book was How Catering Sucked the Life Right Out of Me, which actually has an Olivia Newton-John story in there. But yeah,
So something you were telling me in the pre-production was that you were a fan before Grease, and you were a fan way before Xanadu. Tell
way
us
after Xanadu, way before Grease, and way after Xanadu. Yeah. So the first album I got as a kid was "Come On Over" by Olivia Newton-John. So before Grease, and the first concert I saw was the physical tour concert in Queens, and that was when I was like 17. So that was the first concert. So she has a special place for me because she was my first, but I stayed a fan all her life. Even her later albums, which were amazing. A lot of people only know Grease, and it's like she did so much more after that and before
that. And for you, Adrian, pleasure to meet you, by the way. This is the first time I meet Adrian. What influence did Olivia Newton-John and her music, her movies have on you?
Well, I think that Olivia Newton-John was the blueprint for really a lot of the pop divas that followed. And, there would be no Taylor Swift without Olivia Newton-John. And even someone like Cher was influenced by her crossover appeal and influenced Cher's later 80s output as well, because she was the prime. And I came into the first 45 I got was physical, of hers.
Wow.
And so I was really, I mean, I had loved, I had loved Grease. I had loved her work before that. As a child, I heard her on the radio, Please, Mr. Please, Have You Never Been Mellow? I mean, they on and on, these, those early songs of hers. And I Honestly Love You was a song I sang in my nightclub act when I was 15 years old. So I was always influenced by her because she had that crossover appeal. And I am a lot like that too, because I sing pop. I'm a pop singer first and foremost, but when I do country music, it's kind of country. It's kind of like John Denver, Olivia Newton-John, and then I do dance music as well, and I rock and roll, and R&B. So I like the crossover appeal that she has, and also what really touches me, aside from her spirit and her soul, is that she transcends all generations, and kids love her. Seniors love her. She's been the soundtrack of our lives.
Yeah, I mean, talking about albums, one of the very first albums, which was not theirs, but it's what got me into it. My very first album that I bought with my own money was a soundtrack, but it was actually to the stage version of Grease. But and it was an 8-track for all you folks. If you know, you know. But then I learned about the movie, and it totally, like, by then I already knew all the songs.
Yeah.
Because little known fact, like, she did obviously Grease. Xanadu was one of our favorites. She later worked again with John Travolta.
Two of a Kind.
Two of a Kind. And so she had a lot of under her belt, but correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm looking online right now, but didn't she do country too?
Yeah, I mean, that
her
was
first,
her,
yeah,
her
her
early
first
stuff
several.
was folk, right? Go ahead, Sudi.
Well, her first several songs were country. She had a lot of country pop. It's "Let Me Be There," "If You Love Me, Let Me Know," and a lot of them you were on both charts. And she won like best female country vocalist in like 1974. So yeah, she started out in country, and her first hit was "If Not For You," which Bob Dylan wrote, but she gave it a country flavor.
And it was a folk. A lot of her early stuff in Australia and in England was folksy.
Yeah.
It was folk, pop, folk, country. So
Yeah.
the early stuff was like that, and then Grease catapulted her into the stratosphere, into another completely, into pop. And that's when she did Totally Hot and A Little More Love, and those songs that followed, and then Xanadu too.
Well, and like you said, like, my first recollection of her is this picture.
Yes.
To me, she was always Sandy. Um, for any of you watching who absolutely did not know who Olivia Newton-John, there's a picture of her. So definitely go check her out.
And she was the perfect Sandy also, because that is her spirit, her soul is like that. But we loved seeing her transform from the innocent Sandy to the sexy siren in the black spandex leather jackets Sandy. And I think it spoke to so many of us coming into our own transformation in our lives, and being okay with being ourselves. And I think that's probably one reason why she has such a huge LGBT fan base.
Well, who can't remember? And I'm looking for the exact date so that I don't mess it up. It's not on here. The exact, because I remember Physical, when Physical came out. I mean, I'm going to be honest. Physical stirred a lot of emotions as a young man when that song
video
came out.
Right, the video.
Yes. Who can't forget the video? And I'm looking online to find out the exact year that it came out. Do you guys have
1982? I think is when
81?
81.
So I was 10 years old when that song came out. Stirred a lot as a little boy.
Wow.
But we saw her transition from Sandy, the versions, and then into that. So let me get into why we're here today. We're going to listen to a tribute song. Sudi, what motivated you to write this song?
I love writing, so I'll write anything. But I actually saw her after she had passed away. Her husband was on TV a few months later, and he had said something like, I still talk to her out loud. And I said, that's a good song title. And I said, and I started writing it. I said, oh, let me write it kind of as a tribute to Olivia. But what ended up happening was it wasn't quite, and I was using some of her original song titles within that. But what happened was it branched out into 3 separate songs. It became strictly a tribute song. Her Spirit Lives On, which I mentioned 10 of her songs within it that fit in with the
Right.
lyrics. And then another song called Through a Twist of Fate came out of that, which is another about 2 strangers who are at her concert seated next to each other who fall in love. And that's going to be a dance pop song that Adrian is recording. And then the I Still Talk to Her Out Loud. So 3 songs came out of that one interview I saw with John Easterling, her husband, on TV. So yeah, that's kind of what the inspiration was. And then Adrian, I wanted to record them because he did a great job on my Christmas song, Midnight Will Be Clear. And he loves Olivia, and his voice just fits perfectly for the songs.
And Sudi, in the bio that you turned in, you said when Sudi calls, you drop everything.
Adrian said that, I think. Yeah, you built me up.
I mean, Adrian, yeah, Adrian, you said that. Sorry.
That's my quote. Yeah, it's true. It's true because he doesn't care what I'm doing. He is just like, you're doing this, and that's it. So when Sudi boss calls, you just do. And I do, because
actually Josh
I
Groban
know
wasn't
a good
available.
song when I hear one. I know a good song when I hear one. And I was about to drop another song entirely. That went to the shelf, and this became primo because of the anniversary of the passing of Olivia Newton-John, August 8th. So it was the 1-year anniversary of her passing, and Sudi said, we got to get this in. And so we released it on that day. Her Spirit Lives On. And like Sudi said, he wanted to do a song where he cleverly used song titles, Olivia's song titles in the song while telling a story. And that was brilliant. And so people can go and pick out and see what the names are. The Uber fans will know what the song titles are, but it was it was just we had to get it out for that. But out of this, when we did it, we were having so much fun doing it, and we realized that I felt Olivia's presence in the studio, and I felt something really special was happening. It was beyond just a regular project. And then I said, listen, this is great, but do you have something, that we really can bounce around with her song titles? And then the other song came, and then he said, but I had this idea from what John Easterling said. And it was about loss, love, grief, and overcoming loss. And we thought that the Olivia fans would really love that, because so many people love her. So many people feel the same way about her. And so we wanted to do a tribute. So we're doing also a few covers. And now this single is going to become an EP. So we're releasing an EP late September, and this is the first single from it.
Cool. And we'll be, for those of you watching, we're going to be playing the single just a minute, so don't go anywhere. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, when folks create tribute songs, when folks record tribute songs, it goes beyond just who the tribute is for. I mean, take Elton John and Candle in the Wind. Like, we all knew who he wrote it for, but we sang it to other people. We made it about people close to us. Does that make sense?
Yes, because I have lived with loss. So when I sang it, when I recorded it, I drew upon my feelings about Olivia, but I have experienced loss, and I do know that a lot of people really miss her. And I also feel, and I miss her. And I mean, what an amazing human being Olivia Newton-John was, and how she dedicated her life to helping other people while she was ill, And so for her to be that kind of angel which is what I think she was here on earth. And we were so fortunate to have her, and we're so lucky to have the legacy of her music. So I'm singing it and I am feeling that way about her, but I am drawing my own experience as well. And people who hear it, we've gotten a lot of responses from people who said, thank you, I've been feeling this way. So the feeling was there, but I don't think I've heard of tribute that used song titles like the way Sudi wrote it. So it was clever in that way too. So it was tributing her song titles, but it was tributing her life, and it was also addressing our grief and sorrow for her, the loss.
So okay, so now tell us, Sudi, how did that come about? How when did you like, oh, this is how I'm gonna write the song?
Well, just when I said, like I said, the interview that John did gave me the idea to do the tribute, and then I've written tribute songs before. Well, for Donna
Yes.
Summer with David Sanchez a couple years ago when Donna sang Last Dance, and I think in that one we threw in 4 Donna Summer songs. But yeah, someone notices a trend. So that.
And by the
But
way,
actually,
I passed on that song. He offered it and I passed it, and I was a fool when I heard the result of that song. When Donna sang, I heard it and I thought, oh my goodness, what did I do? So I promised myself I would never do that again. And this is why I jump when I say how high when Sudi says jump.
But it was
Well,
easy. It was easy to write them because I was such a big fan of hers, and because she's was such a wonderful person. No one had a bad thing to say about her. I
No,
also loved her later, like the movie Sordid Lives that Del Shores wrote. She just went against type on that. She was a good actress also. Like,
tried so
but
many
she was
things.
such a good person. So to me, it was cool to do something to honor her, and I want something that I hope the fans like, her family. I hope everyone really. It's my way of paying tribute to her after her, after 50 plus years of really enjoying her music, and not only enjoying it, but I think people, when you listen to her voice is so soothing, and you feel a calmness, and you feel, or if it's a fun song, you want to like physical or whatever, you want to dance to it.
Mhm.
So, this is my way of, I guess, paying back. And that's why we want to at least give some of the proceeds to her foundation and all that. And so hopefully like 2 million people will download this song.
well,
Well, we want to honor her legacy, and we want to really, you know, make sure that we support what she was working for in her life, because we really believe in what she did, and we we value who she is, and the fans also feel the same way about that. So this was more a labor of love than for profit. So for this single to be, aside from just covering the expenses of making the record, we wanted to just get a portion out there so that we could say, to Olivia Newton-John Foundation Fund, with that these are the fans buying the single, but they're the ones who are donating this money to you.
got it. So for everybody who's watching, here's the link to the Olivia Newton-John Foundation fund.org. So make sure you go there if you want to donate to cancer causes. And I guess should we not keep them waiting anymore and just play the song?
That's what I say.
All right, folks, here you go.
When all my friends would come on over, we'd play her songs and sing along. And I could feel the magic under her spell, so big and strong. She's no longer here on this physical plane. We're connected to her like pearls on a chain. I honestly loved her, can't believe she's gone. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on. That beautiful soul, a voice from beyond. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on. I wanna live my life like she did, with so much grace and gratitude. She was kind and courageous no matter what she was going through. When the music plays, I'm suspended in time to a place of healing and peace of mind. I honestly loved her, can't believe she's gone. Her spirit lives on. Her spirit lives on, that beautiful song, a voice from beyond. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on. She taught me don't stop believing, it's gonna be alright. She made this world better with a little more love and light. I honestly loved her, can't believe she's gone. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on. That beautiful soul, a voice from beyond. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on. That beautiful soul, her spirit lives on. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on.
Bravo, bravo. Um, Tell us a little behind. By the way, folks, that's on YouTube. So it was my YouTube page. So the playlist that you see there, those are mine. So yes, just so you know, yes. There's a comment here. The lyrics are so friendly and familiar sounding. How do each of you embody that energy when writing and or performing?
Oh, well, I'll go first. Sudi and I, I did the demo for the engineer, and Sudi and I were crunching over the lyrics, and he sends me things, like things that are in his head, and putting it together because his wheels are always turning. That's why, he sees an interview, he's like, oh, I got a song, or I got a movie, oh, I got a TV series, before you know it, so there's no stopping him. So I just that's what I know about Sudi. He and I are both we attract each other because we're both nutty. We're both a bit crazy. That I'll say. So, but we
What do you mean?
we go through the writing, we go through and then we figure, oh, this word works here, oh, maybe this line fits better down there. So we shuffle a little bit around, we got it. This came very fast, it came pretty easy. We went to the studio, and Sudi was right there with me, and I just like, okay, this is, and the feeling had to be there. I felt very, very clear that this had to be acoustic. It had to be not a lot of background vocals. I just a little bit. And Sudi said, we want a little bit. And so we put in a little bit. It was just the right touch. It's like you don't want the milk to spill over. It was just there because this is an intimate piece. And so we felt very much that we wanted to speak to the fans. So this was why it was like that. So we go through a process. It was unbelievably enjoyable. One of the most fulfilling things I've ever done.
We recorded it at Big Rock Studios with Andy Macon, or Machin, Macon, I think it is, which I've done many songs there with him. He's really good in Escondido. It's a little bit of a drive, but it's worth going down there. Yeah, and
but it was just purely it was, we could feel it, that it was there. It was, the song was there. When I first heard it and I did the demo, I said, you can't really fudge this. This this is pretty much it. This is the song
Nice.
right here. We didn't overdo anything.
Gotcha.
That's why I think it's great.
And then, as we know, this will be part of an EP, so we'll be looking for that. For those of you that want to follow Sudi, please go check him out at his website, SudiRick.com, where you get a lot more information about what he's up to and what he's doing. You can find his books there, so make sure you check him out. If you go through our YouTube page, you can find his interview that we did. Was it last year? Last year, I think it was last year.
Yeah, or maybe a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
I think I think it was for the book "How Catering Sucked the Life Right Out of Me." Is the last.
Yeah. Which there's a lot of really good stories in there. So
it's really cool. It's very sweet.
Juicy. It's really juicy. And then AdrianChristian.com.
And the song "Her Spirit Lives On" is on iTunes. You could download it, and like again, the portion of proceeds will benefit Olivia's foundation. And but I think a lot of people just want to have the song on their phones, so it's everywhere. It's on all streaming platforms. You can get it on Amazon. Also, you can get it on Apple Music and iTunes. So you go there and get the song, and people and it's playing on the radio every day now. So
share it with all your friends, and they'll tell 2 friends, and they'll tell 2 friends.
Yes,
I think this tribute song will live on. There you go. I had to.
And we spelled it lives on LIVS.
Yes, thank you for saying that, because I was like, why? What's the?
Because Livy, our dear Livy, is Olivia. Liv was her nickname, and she has another album called Live On, right? And
with Beth Chaplin,
with 2 other singers,
Amy Sky and Beth Nielsen Chapman. They did a whole album together.
So Liv is often referred to as a nickname of hers. Yeah, so Her Spirit Lives On is really referencing Olivia.
Wasn't a typo. It's not that I don't know how to spell. It's intentional. So.
No, it's capitalized.
Yeah, because I looked at it, I was like, there has to be a reason for this. So
we left the E off for excellence that she is.
There you go. So before we go, Sudi, what aside from the EP, what else is what are you working on?
Are you talking to me or Adrian?
You, Sudi.
All right. Well, I have a couple of Christmas songs coming out later in the year. One called "All I Want for Christmas Is You Gone" with a funny video to that, and another single called "The Only Way to Live Is to Die with a Tan." I'm trying not to release that too close to this, and I did a fun video for that. And I'm working on a book called "Fork Facebook and the Algorithm It Wrote In On" about people who've been in Facebook jail. I'm almost done with that. So that's, so anyway, those are.
I don't want to tell on Sudi, but he tends to land in jail quite a bit. So
on Facebook, yes.
And for ridiculous reasons. But in any case, I mean, he's the least offensive person on Facebook I know. But some people, can't take his jokes. But I will tell you that Her Spirit Lives On is going to be a full EP. It will have some other new material, and every single track is about Olivia, and it will have some covers, some special cover songs that I'm going to do of Olivia's. I'm excited about that. We chose some really cool songs that we want to do, and as far as the projects go, Sudi and I are always doing something together, and I really love working with him. I did my previous EP is A Song for You, the Adrian Christian EP. It's also out there on iTunes. And A Song for You, the classic from Leon Russell. We did a music video. That's a film short. It's on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. And Adrian Christian, A Song for You. Sudi is in the video with me acting. And we both won. It got nominated 9 festival nominations and won 3 awards, including Best Music Video and also Best Actor for Sudi and for myself. I could.
Congratulations!
This just happened. So so we're coming off that, doing the Olivia project.
Awesome. Well, you guys stay busy. All the best vibes going for this single.
And Daniel, so great to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And I was going to say, I know you have a more extended resume than what we read. So I hope you come back on the show and spend a whole hour with us.
I would love that. I'm an actor also, worked in Hollywood, and there's I got plenty of good stories for you.
So thank you for this beautiful tribute. I will download it. Adored Olivia Newton-John and her impressive body work. Yes, go check her out on IMDb. You will be. I was amazed when I checked out her page and what she does.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, Sudi is a friend of the show and he's a personal friend. Adrian, welcome to the Put It Together family.
Thank you.
We'll stay in touch.
And thank your fans. Thank your fans so much for supporting this single. Her Spirit Lives On. It's a passion for us to really keep Olivia alive. People love her, and we wanted to send our love to the fans and include this in your collection because these are very special songs.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to put you in the green room for just a second. Don't go
Thanks
anywhere.
so much.
Thanks.
Thanks.
For watching, thank you for joining us today. This has been a special episode of Put It Together. We wanted to talk to Sudi and Adrian about the tribute song to Olivia Newton-John. Go check it out. Find it. Download it. Remember, part of the proceeds go to the Olivia Newton-John Foundation Fund. So go do that. Join us Wednesday with Christian and Daniel. Remember, the other two shows were on hiatus for now for the summer, but we'll be back soon. Check out your horoscopes. Don't forget Monday horoscopes. For now, I want to thank you for joining us. I'm Daniel G. Garza. Hey, Put It Together. See you next time.